Mikel, good to see Jesus back on the training pitch.
Yeah, I was really happy. Obviously, it was a big blow for him after all the pre-season that he had to have another surgery, but he's looking really sharp. He trained the full week really good, so he's ready to go.
Are you ready to go? You're probably not ready to be involved this weekend, or will he be?
He's ready to go. Yeah.
From the start?
That's it.
Wow, that's great news for the fans.
Yeah, it's very good.
You did your buying early, didn't you? Got it out of the way. But obviously I know Edwin's working hard on trying to clear some of the players, or maybe fringe players, away from the club. Any news of any progress on that score?
No, as you said, there are some movements happening. Obviously, the last week is going to be really busy, but nothing that we can announce at the moment.
The two that appear to be nearest are Flo and Balogun going to Sociedad.
We cannot say anything else, and there are
Monaco. I apologise.
Sorry. So some movements, but yeah, we cannot get dragged into individuals because there is nothing concrete yet.
And with Kieran seemingly going on loan to Sociedad, have you fly him over there and show him around when he goes?
Again, there are things that are not resolved yet, and when that's the matter, we will tell you.
And there could be, I guess, before the window closes, others as well. How important is it to get a settled squad when the window is closed?
Well, really important, especially for the players. You know, everybody needs to have clarity in their roles where they are playing. Obviously, their families as well, and we need clarity, the amount of numbers that we're going to have, and who can do what. But till the window is open, which is still a bit strange, you know, to be competing already in different competitions and still the window is open. We have to deal with that. It's happened for a long time, and we are used to it.
Gabriel is probably on that list of players you might listen to offers for. Going back almost a year, he was the hero and villain in the game against Fulham, wasn't he? A bit of a mistake for their goal, then got the late winner.
Yeah, but Gabi is a really important player for us, and there is nothing going on with that at the moment.
Okay. About Fulham, though, obviously you got a win a year ago. Different proposition this time. They started well, a bit better last season, didn't they?
Well, I think what Marco and the coaching staff done there is remarkable. The way they played last season and where they qualified in the Premier League, and especially the way they did it, it was incredible. And he's a coach that I always admire. It's really well organized. They have really clear ideas of what they want to do. You can see his team exactly in the way that he wants to. And tomorrow we're going to have a tough match.
I know you just come off the training pitch and you've got far more important issues much closer at hand in terms of looking forward to this game and the rest of the season. But while you have been out on the training pitch, there's been quite a lot of developments regarding Luis Rubiales following the World Cup final last weekend. He's refused to resign. There's a lot of criticism from Spanish football players and managers. I just wonder whether you thought all this was overshadowing what was a great success for Spain.
For sure, and hopefully it doesn't, because I'm extremely proud of what they done. I think the whole country is, but yeah, I don't have the full details, so sorry, I cannot comment on what happened today. But it is sad, you know, that this is happening while, you know, everybody should be celebrating and be extremely proud of what they've done.
Thanks, Gary. We'll go to Becky from the Premier League.
Hi, Mikel.
Hi.
I don't believe, as Arsenal manager, that you've ever actually lost to Fulham in the league. Did they set up their team a certain way that brings out the best in your team? So what have you noticed about them?
No, I didn't know that stat, so it's something new. Hopefully we can continue tomorrow and win the game. But as I said, it's a team that creates a lot of challenges and difficulties. And it happened last year, you know, and when we played there and at home, we had tough moments. The way we won at home, it was in the last minute, and away we were very good in the first half and not so good in the second half. So tomorrow I'm expecting something very similar.
And do you think at the start of their season it seemed to be a bit of a smash and grab at Everton, and then obviously the defeat to Brentford? Do you actually think that's a true representation of where they're at? Because obviously with Mitrovic gone, Tim Ream not there tomorrow, is it a bit sort of on paper a difficult spot, but in reality they'll still be the same Fulham that you...
I don't know. The majority of the group has been there for a while. You know, they've been doing very well with that core group. It's true that Mitrovic gave them a different dimension, but Jimenez as well is a very proven goal scorer in this league that he did extremely well at Wolves, and they have the resources, they have the capacity to hurt you, and tomorrow again we will see that for sure.
And just finally, there's no fresh injuries this week?
No news.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
George from the BBC.
Mikel, hello.
Hello.
Just before I talk to you about Arsenal, have you seen Mike Dean's comments overnight about VAR and he didn't send Anthony Taylor to the monitor? And I just wondered what's your take on it, and do you think it's an isolated incident, or do you think we've got a bit of problem with it?
I prefer not to comment too much on referees. Stay away from it. I think it's clear from the images what to gather, so I prefer not to comment on that.
Okay. Just reflecting on Monday, that was a really, I know we're 2 games into the season, but winning away against Palace with 10 men, that's a really good result, isn't it?
Especially when you have to play over 30 minutes. They're in those conditions, but we did it, you know, and the team showed incredible resilience and hunger to win and react against difficult moments, and this is what we want. So it was a really good game for us to learn something different.
I think before your time, the Arsenal team had a bit of a reputation of sort of being a bit weak. Looking on Monday, and you've got so many 6-foot-tall players, you can't say this about this team. You look a really strong team. Do you feel that as a manager, that these are a hard set of players?
But that's something that you have to prove every single day, you know, because the moment that you are not at it in this league, you're going to be exposed, you know, and that's the adjectives that a lot of people uses, you know, to explain a defeat or to explain a draw, and sometimes it is not that simplistic, but yeah, I don't like those words attached to our team, that's for sure.
Did you identify that when you come in as something that you need to change, and now you've reached that level?
More than that, is just the way that you feel the team has to conduct, you know, the team has to transmit, the way the team has to feel every ball, and the way that your team has to compete, and it's very far away from those words, that's for sure.
The Arsenal fans enjoyed the win, but they also want to see a midfield of Declan Rice, Thomas Partey and Odegaard. So can you promise them that this season you'll see that in a midfield 3, because that's the midfield 3 they want to see?
Well, I think we already ticked that box.
What, the way you're playing?
Yeah, well, we play like this against Manchester City, no?
In the league,
Thanks.
though?
In the league, okay. So not in the Champions League, the Carabao Cup. We have to play like this in the league.
No, but it's just they
At home or away?
They want to see. Well, these are your options, though, isn't it?
For sure, I think it's going to happen. It's going to happen. Yeah.
Thanks, George. Thanks, George. We'll go to Ian.
Thank you.
Hi, Mikel, are you well?
Yes, very good. Thank you.
Good.
You?
Yeah, not too bad.
Good.
Can I start by asking you about the new rules? How you find them as a manager? How the team find them? Because obviously something.
I'm used to them already. 1 week, bang, done.
You have no complaints.
Yeah, I'm a
about
new man. On the touchline, you will see me so calm. I won't move from the line. I'm ready to go.
I mean, I'm being serious because last season.
Yeah, me too. I'm trying my best to be there, you know. I have somebody in the stand. The moment I move, I have a band there, so I'm not going to move tomorrow. You will see how good I behave.
Is that difficult for you? I mean, because you're a passionate man.
Yeah, very difficult. But I will try my best. That's what I can promise.
Fulham tomorrow without Mitrovic, who's gone to Saudi Arabia this week.
Mm.
Although none of your players have been linked this summer with the move to Saudi Arabia, lots of big players have been, most recently in the last 24 hours. How big a threat to the Premier League do you think Saudi Arabia is becoming now and will become in maybe a year or 2 years?
It's another competitor, you know, and it brings other opportunities for players, for managers, for people that works in the industry to decide. At the end, we are free to decide, you know, when clubs, players or whoever has to agree to something, you have to have the intention to go, and you need to find agreements. That's where they are contracts. So if people agrees to go, means someone agrees to go there, but the one agrees to sell him. So it goes 2 or 3 different ways.
But the money they have is, it seems, you know, is a bottomless pit of money. They can afford, if they wanted to sign Declan Rice from you next summer, they could afford to give you 200 million, 300 million, you know, nothing you can do about that.
Well, yeah, because the player has to be willing to go and the club has to be willing to sell him. So we still have choices, you know, and contractually, especially in this country when there is no those clauses, you are very protected to do that. So at the end, I don't think it's all responsibilities for them, you know. They have the resources, like we have to compare, you know, another countries, they will look at the Premier League and say, yeah, if a Premier League club comes in, yeah, we are dead. Yeah, but there's still a lot of things that have to happen. So it's another competitor, that's for sure.
Good luck tomorrow.
Thank you.
Mark for PA.
Okay, just on the back of that one, the issue with Saudi, I think, partly is, well, I know none of your players have left, but Fulham, for example, have lost their top goal scorer, their manager was linked, Willian's been linked. The fact that they have a 2-week period at the end of our transfer window where theirs is still open, do you think that's fair? Do you think that should be something that FIFA look at?
No, because he's a competitor now. No, I think we have to change that.
So it should be that they all have a...
That's my opinion, yes.
And then just a second one, Alexis McAllister had his red card rightly overturned from what happened last week when he was sent off. I know Tomiyasu was 2 yellow cards, but do you think that there should be an appeal process because it is still a red card? Do you think that should be something that could be introduced?
Yeah, I'd like to see a very proactive approach on that and do the same, but we know that that's not going to happen.
James, ESPN.
Yeah, just following on from Mark, obviously the Saudis can still buy players up till September the 20th, but is it your view that if you get any offers for any of your players after September the 1st, you won't consider them because you can't replace those players?
Well, that's the principle would be that, but I cannot make the decision for the club. You know, it's a lot of people involved in that process, and they would have for sure a say. Ownership would do the same, so it would be on the table like with any other offer, and you have to look at it. But the only thing I'm saying is it's not ideal because now it's a competitor.
It'd be quite destabilising for
Yeah,
you
very much. Yeah.
if you lost a player
Yeah.
when the window's closed, basically.
Yeah.
And finally, on the live section, we'll go to Kyle.
Hi, Mikel.
Hi.
I just want to ask a bit about the defence. Last season, towards the end of the season, you were saying that the reason the title race fell away was a lack of fit players. And now, obviously, Urian is going to be out for an extended period and potentially more defenders are going to leave between now and next Friday. Do you worry that puts you sort of back where you started despite the work you've done in the summer to bring people in?
Well, you have idea numbers, but that obviously there is a lot of things that you cannot control, like injuries. It's true that we have a lot of versatility in the backline. Sometimes that's something that in previous year we haven't had. It's true that we have used different players in the backline that in previous year only at the end we use for certain moments. And some of the things that we cannot control is that players decide to leave or when there is another type of issues. So we have to adapt to that.
On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.